Welcome everyone! Welcome! This is Metal Canyon and we'll be checking out something quite interesting. Do you remember Neo Scavenger? That game I did a fairly long-ish Let's Play of on my channel. It was a turn-based, post-apocalyptic, supernatural sort of survival experience that was quite a bit different than usual. It was quite interesting with a lot of RPG elements and very interesting writing. And I enjoyed it quite a lot. And in fact, now that makes me want to go back and play it again. Well, now the developer has said that he is making a new game. Sort of a quasi-sequel, but not quite. It's sort of a slightly different genre, I suppose, although not really. Anyway, here is a trailer. Or the teaser. I will put the link to it down below. Go pause this video and watch the teaser if you haven't yet, because I will be going through the teaser without any audio because I do believe that it has been a license. So anyway, pause it, go and check it. You done? Okay, that was a cool teaser, right? I mean, didn't show too much, but didn't show too little either. Here's the, you know, Neo Scavenger down here, and up here is a lot of debris and such, and there's your ship. So in essence, it will be a ship sort of simulator. Well, it actually calls itself a spaceship life simulator. And you know what that reminds me of? That's right, the Firefly series. If you haven't seen this yet, by the way, the Firefly series, please go and watch it if you like sci-fi, because this is, I would say without a doubt, the best sci-fi series ever by a far margin, and I'm just mad that they cancelled it. Anyway, so what do we see in the teaser? Well, we see that we're gone from the hexagonal view of the, you know, the turn-based hexagonal view, and have a top-down pixel graphics view. And I'm really quite chuffed about that. Okay, so here we have some clamp line, dock systems, clamp engage. Now, I'm assuming because you'll be piloting your own ship, I'm assuming you'll have your own sort of slightly decrepit ship that you'll have to take care of and crew to take care of. You'll also be docking with various derelicts to try and take them apart. Oh, wait a second. This is cleared to dock via pilot dock 11. Okay, so this is actually docking at a space station, I'm assuming. I like the interface. Also, there we go. It seems like you'll have these exosuits, and there will be lines of sight playing in the game as you walk through the various corridors. Again, we'll have those icons that we know from Neo Scavenger, where you will have the your characters use things and run and probably shoot and so on and so forth. And this is, I'm assuming, a derelict, and he's scavenging it. There's a lot of these, I'm assuming, unpowered things, maybe? So this is really cool. I love the creepiness effect, the atmosphere, you know? You never know what you will find on these hulks. Will it be loot? Will it be something bad? I'm assuming there will also be monsters in the play that you will have to fight. Also, this is quite interesting. Crew candidates. So you can hire and fire, I'm assuming, crew. And this is very cool. The first thing that jumped into my eyes was, you know, the characters themselves. They're very nicely drawn and animated. Look at that. You know, that's pretty cool. Let's go back. So, also, name, age, homeworld, Tharsis landing Mars. So this is pretty interesting. So while Earth is in shambles, I guess there's also other colonies and such out there that are actually still okay. Legal status, Sheriff Sullivan is an illegal alien of Xinhua. Current employer, none. Career history, shipbreaker. There we go. So that's what we are, I suppose, a ship, well, sort of shipbreaker, or maybe a scavenger. And this is cool, you know, lots of RPG elements. She's able to blend in among the criminal elements, so I'm assuming she'll be useful for getting, you know, missions from shady characters. Is skilled in operating sensor equipment, so I'm assuming on the ship. Is able to blend in among working class people. And this guy, or her actually, Caitlin Francis, is an illegal alien of Encantado Aerostat. Criminal, shipbreaker. Is skilled in space navigation, persuading others to change their minds. Zero-G movement in operations. That's cool. So we'll see stuff outside. Well, actually, no, not necessarily. maybe the derelicts will have, or at least most of them will have 0G. Piloting ground vehicles, that's quite interesting. So I'm assuming you can land on planets and maybe do some scavenging there. Gaining unauthorized access to electronic systems, so hacking. Preparing palatable and nutritious foods, which I assume will be good for the crew. Operating an environmental suit, that's the exosuit we saw. Composing and performing vocal music, so again, morale stuff. And there we go, we see one of the characters in the exosuit actually taking something apart, or maybe fixing it. Then we got profit and loss statement. So this is really exciting for me. You'll have your own ship and crew that you have to pay and maintain. Look at that, crew wages. And now we see several crew members taking apart, or, you know, maybe getting valuables from a derelict. Now, this is a really interesting part here for me. All these, you know, first of all, shiny. I also like the fact how there's a lot of Chinese writing everywhere, which sort of really reminds me of Firefly again, because, you know, over there, sort of the West and East have sort of merged in the future into one big melting pot, and everything is in both Chinese and English, and the cultures have mixed as well. But this is very interesting for me because it seems like, if I'm not mistaken, when you dock derelicts and try to hack or try to get valuable stuff from them, you might get these little puzzles where you will have to operate the various control panels, like core pressure, capacitor charge, laser cap, laser align, pel feed, not really sure what all of this is, core purge, there's helium-3, I'm assuming, yeah, that's fuel, kilograms a day, maybe that's on your ship actually, for the engines. But it's very interesting that there's all these knobs and dials and buttons that you'll be able to use. I'm quite excited about that. I don't know why. I hope it doesn't devolve into, okay, I know it's this screen, I know that I have to click this and then make these align or something. I hope it's going to be a little bit more complicated. That would be awesome. There's also some cryo and stuff. Anyway, moving on. Status. Feeling neglected, heat exhaustion, homesick, unfulfilled, and crowded. Now that's cool. So, like I said, you will have to take care of your crew as well. So I'm assuming, you know, she's neglected, nobody has talked to her in a while, heat exhaustion, maybe she was working in a hot environment for too long, homesick, you haven't been to a station or her home station in too long and had and allowed her leave, unfulfilled, well, I don't know what that might mean, and crowded, I guess, too many people on board, and he's talking to her there. That's so cool. Actually, 2 people are talking there. This one is very cool as well. System Map V2. So you'll be able to, you know, go around. I don't know where Earth is here, because these are all, I think, space stations and such. But this is very cool. Current, poor, sun. Okay, this is, I'm assuming, the center of the map is the sun. Range, current target point X, range 3.81 astronomical units, debug graph true, debugger, plot course, hold free follow. This is pretty cool. Projections, duration, fuel, time. See, so you'll have to take care that when you get to a certain place, you won't run out of fuel. Error adjustment, system clamp, proximity warning, engaged. This is so cool. I mean, lots of, you know, complicated stuff. Look at that. Also more and more of these things. Capacitor charge. Ready. Ignition. Yeah, I'm quite excited about that. Ostranauts. Noir spaceship life sim. I'm just very excited about this. It already has a Steam page, so you can go and wishlist it. And if you liked Neo Scavenger and if you like the prospect of this, please do go and wishlist this on Steam, because the author has said that he wants to see how many people will wishlist this to see if it's worth continuing. But look at that. His permanently weakened immune system, permanent vision impairment, trouble falling and staying asleep. So he must have been... something must have happened there. Self-care. Yeah, there we go. Medical stuff. It's very interesting. I don't know if we'll be able to directly control the characters. Possibly. I'm assuming we will be able to. There's inventory. Obviously, this is all still very sort of prototype-y. Starts opening. ITM door 01 closed. There's that thing again. You've also got priorities. Look at that. Total stats, sleep, food, security, achievement. Again, like I said, this is very alpha prototype stuff, so this stuff will probably change more than likely. Feeling neglected, homesick, triumphant, nervous. Starts avoiding all eye contact, defies Basileel Lane. That's pretty cool because it seems that you'll also have to break up a rowdy crew and so on. Look at what you can do. Trade, hire, dark joke, warn, superstition, tech jargon, cover shift, invite for drink, admit worries, offer smoke. Look at all this stuff. That's so cool. So there'll be a big social aspects to living on a cramped spaceship as well. We've got more of this stuff. Forward, rear, fuel. I'm assuming these are thrusters then? Not really sure. There's more of the scavenging. That looks really cool. I love the creepiness. There's something I've missed from the newer XCOM games. That creepiness of having something completely in the dark and not knowing what's there. And only having some line of sight, some, you know, limited line of sight. I wonder if there's going to be any monsters to fight. Also, there's the duty roster. I like that. So you have different shifts. You can see work, sleep, and free time. Also can do shore leave for people to make them happier. There's the docking thing. Dock 0 KLG pilot. That's interesting. And there's this is a bit reminiscent of RimWorld, for example. Crew duties. So, you know, 3 is probably the lowest, or 4 is the lowest, and 1 is the highest. So this guy is a good doctor, I suppose. That's pretty cool. So firefighting, patient, doctor, bed rest, flick. Yeah, there we go. That's totally RimWorld. Cook, construct, repair, haul, and clean. It's very nice. I like that. And that's it for the screenshots. Now I have been in contact with the developer, and we'll see what he says. I've sort of asked him for a playable prototype, but I doubt that he'll do that because I understand that he doesn't want to show, you know, a very, very basic game. And up here we have the cache, by the way, as well. That's really cool. I'm so excited about this because for the longest time, there's also the announcement, by the way. For the longest time, I have craved a game that would make me feel like Malcolm Reynolds. I mean, I know this is from a completely different story, from different world, but I always wanted a heavy RPG game where you have your own ship, your own crew, you go around, you have a limited amount of money, your ship is probably falling apart, and you're trying to make it by scavenging various derelicts. And having the social aspect as well of your crew. I'm so excited about this. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this little preview of a trailer. Bloody hell, I've never done that before. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed it, and yeah, do go and wishlist this so we can show the developer that yes, we want this game, or at least so I can play it. And thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.